You're live.
All right.
Sweet.
Hey there. I am Holly McDonald with the OC Pod, and I'm a local realtor and your source for community connections. And we talk about all things concerning the lifestyle, the real estate, the activities that make our area such a great place to call home. This is going to be a fun episode because I've got multiple guests today. Today, you'll recognize Jason Thibodeau.
I'm back.
Yes, with J&J Financial, the king of mortgage. And then we're also going to have Ryan from Bert's Burgers, a favorite here in Huntington Beach. So,
right on. That's so cool.
Yeah, but right now we got to dive into this whole market update really quick because there's a lot going on in the world. And I think it's really important to have somebody break it down who can actually make sense of the headlines.
Yeah.
So what happened today?
It's been a big day for the real estate community and for the economy at large. It was Fed Day.
Yeah.
So they made their interest rate policy decision. The decision was, as pretty much everyone expected. Some people were hoping for a 50 basis point cut. It ended up being a 25 basis point cut. They've indicated that there's going to be an additional 2 more cuts before the end of the calendar year. So we're going to have a total of 75 basis point in cuts. Now, a lot of people hear this and think to themselves, oh, cool. So mortgage rates are dropping 3/4 of a point by the end of the year. That is not how it works.
Misconception.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
And, it's normal that people maybe wouldn't understand that. So don't beat yourself up over it. What they're talking about is the short-term interest rate, the federal funds rate. That impacts things like credit cards mainly, maybe home equity lines of credit, some short-term car loans, things of that nature. Now, I will say in the long run, as short-term rates drop, it's not a direct impact to mortgage rates, but they do correlate and generally follow each other over time. So we should see interest rates on the mortgage side continue to settle down. Now, I don't know yet. I haven't dived into it deep enough yet to know what he said at the press conference, but I will tell you, mortgage rates ticked up just ever so slightly today in response to what he said. So I still got to dive into that. I think what the market was kind of disappointed in was the Fed said that they're only planning on cutting interest rates one time next year in 2026. Now, what the Fed says is they're data dependent, right? Yeah. And of course, what that means mainly right now, if you've been watching mainstream media or CNBC at all, you've noticed that the jobs reports have been coming in very, very weak as of late.
Yeah, it's like, how wrong can they be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the infuriating part for a lot of people because the Fed's been basing their higher interest rate policy in the last couple of years on data that turns out have been very bad. They just literally downgraded in the last year. The Census Track QCW report downgraded job creations by 911,000 jobs.
Yeah.
So they're just way off the mark. And that doesn't even include the monthly revisions downward as we go. So in our opinion, rates should be a lot lower than they are today because the labor market is clearly weakening.
Yeah.
The Fed is what? They're old and they're slow. Okay. So they're going to catch up with reality eventually. They finally started the interest rate cutting cycle again, and that's a good thing. But it's going to take some time. The good news is the light's at the end of the tunnel. The only thing that could cause interest rates to stabilize here or even go up slightly is if for some reason we have a turnaround in the data where we're starting to see more strong jobs report and the labor market recovers. I don't think that that's going to happen. I think we're going to continue to see weakening and we're going to continue to see interest rates dropping. And in some interest rate products, we're actually at a 5 handle, like government products are in the 5% range right now, FHA, VA.
Yeah. And I think the key takeaways are that anything that's going to happen drastically with interest rates is not going to be overnight.
Right.
And then also the rates went up a little bit despite the Fed cutting, and that's normal.
That's normal.
It doesn't mean that they're not going to come down, like you said.
Well, and the reason for that is if you haven't noticed, the average 30-year fixed rate now is 6.1%. Okay, so and not too long ago, it was 6.5 to 6.75%. So the bond market, where mortgage interest rates are decided, has already signaled and knew what the Fed was going to do a month or two ago. So we've seen pricing in the mortgage world already improve in the last 30 days because of that.
Yeah. And
it was sort of baked in, as people like to call it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. One key point I do want to take away, I mentioned this on my Instagram, my realtor Holly McDonald Instagram, is that 6 months ago, where the interest rates are or where they were then, a house that would have cost you $1.5 million at that time with 20% down if you tried to buy that same house today with the lower interest rates, you could save about $500 a month. So
True.
the affordability is changing, which is great.
That's a $6,000 a year savings for the record.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes people do get, they get intimidated, they back out of the market, and then they forget about it. Like they're like, this is my time has passed. I'll revisit it eventually.
Yeah.
This is a good time to revisit. Touch base with your lenders, your realtors, just get a better feel for the market. I just did another update about Costa Mesa. Half of the homes that sold in the last 30 days went for above the asking price.
Wow.
And this is in a market where everybody's like, oh, market's not good. You know? A lot of that depends on pricing strategy, but buyers with the affordability have been able to come in hot with their offers if they need to for the right house.
Yeah. The other thing worth mentioning right now is with interest rates basically dropping on a mortgage for, I'd say about 50 basis points, 0.5% in the last 30 to 60 days. If you were kind of on the cusp of buying into a neighborhood that you couldn't quite afford, well, guess what? With a 50 basis point drop in the 30-year fix, that might get you over the hump and into the neighborhood you didn't think you could afford before. This is why, to your point, it is very important that you call your realtor and your loan officer, have them update the figures, and maybe that gets you in the neighborhood of your dreams, whereas before you couldn't.
Very good point. Definitely something for people to keep in mind and, just be on the lookout for. This could be your golden ticket. So, Jason, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Always appreciate it.
Yes. And so now I'm so pleased to introduce, we have a new guest coming in. Thank you, Jason, as always.
Good luck.
So I am so pleased to introduce our new guest. His name is Ryan. He's with Bert's Burgers. He has a shop right here on Main Street in Huntington Beach. Ryan, thank you for being here.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, okay, let's just start off by telling everybody a little bit about like the birth of Bert's Burgers.
Okay, so it was kind of wild. I had a music school here in Huntington Beach for 20 years called Rock Stars, and I sold it in 2022 after the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was pretty tired. I was running
a little burnt out.
COVID and everything. And so there was a great company that wanted to buy the school and keep me on as a teacher, which is really what I was passionate about, teaching music to kids.
So cool.
And so I spent a year trying to figure out, though, well, what am I going to do next? Because my long-term plan isn't teaching music lessons,
Yeah.
And I had a billion just terrible ideas. And one day I thought, every time I host a party, I make these sliders and people say they're really good. And I love cooking them. I wonder if anyone's making sliders. And I started looking for specifically slider catering. And there's catering companies and they'll make sliders, right? Who can't make a little hamburger, but there was no one that was specializing in that.
Yeah.
So I contacted one of my really good friends who's a world-class chef. And I told him the idea. And he's like, yeah, let's figure it out. And so we started refining all my recipes and working out, things and brainstorming ideas. And actually almost a year ago to the day, I threw my dad a 70th birthday party as the first official event.
Oh, cool.
And catered the whole thing. It was with 50 people. It was total chaos. We almost burned the house down where we were hosting the party. It was nuts. But everyone said the food was really good. And so I was like, okay, well, let's just go. And from there, it's just totally blown up, and it turned into a restaurant here in Huntington Beach that we opened in April, which we just made it 6 months, which is...
That's a milestone for restaurants.
It's a freaking miracle.
You made it through the summer, too.
Yeah, we made it through the summer. We made it through every possible and impossible imagined crisis, and it's been awesome.
How was, I just have to ask, sort of from a real estate side, but also I have a lot of friends that have small businesses, especially in the food space.
Yeah.
How was it getting everything set up with the city and build out and all of that?
I was very, very lucky. The restaurant, everything that's happened has been an unbelievable miracle. The restaurant, I took over Coach's Deli, which if anyone local in Huntington Beach, everyone knows Coach. He's got an amazing Mediterranean restaurant on Main Street, and he'd opened a deli that's been in different locations around Huntington, and he had it on Main Street. It's directly next to Starbucks where the Wet Dog Tavern used to be. And before that, it was Luigi's. And he's opening this big, beautiful new lounge. And I, through a friend, met him, and he loved what I was doing and kind of became a mentor to me. And then one day we were like, hey, what about your spot? You're more focused on your lounge. And so he's helped me. So to answer your question, Coach made everything possible for me. And
That's
like,
really lucky.
because if I had to do all that myself, it would have never happened.
Yeah.
I would have never happened. It's so like I've had a business for 20 years, over 20 years. And so I know how to do things, but the restaurant's like this whole other world that it's just like something happens and I just call Coach. What do I do? And he's like, do this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's really
So
awesome.
it's been amazing.
That's a cool story to hear because you're right. He is so well known and
Yeah.
his spaces are so well known. And just to hear like another good story about him is really feel good.
He's great.
So going back to the sliders.
Okay.
So yes, well, should we try?
You have to. You
Okay.
have to. You have to try.
All right,
So I
let's
brought you our 3 main ones. You don't have to eat all of them. I know it's on camera and you're
Yeah.
like, I'm this pretty lady.
Well, let's take a look at this beautiful stuff. So
Okay, so we wrapped them in foil so they keep warm because we brought them from your restaurant. So I brought you our 3 main sliders. Okay.
Yeah.
So
which ones are they?
the first one is the Burt's Original.
Okay.
That's our barbecue bacon cheeseburger slider. So this is the one I've been making for over 20 years. Every party I've hosted, go to parties, bring a tray of sliders. They're gone like that. It's a barbecue bacon cheeseburger slider. Think of like everyone likes the Western bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Think of that if it were like perfect and small and gourmet. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's Wagyu beef,
Oh, cool.
barbecue sauce, American cheese, cheddar cheese, fried shallots, and cherrywood bacon. And
wow.
all our buns are on real brioche buns. We use St. Pierre brioche buns. The second one is our 2x2. And this was idea. I was like, I wonder when I was at home by myself, it was like a Friday. I was like, I love In-N-Out. I wonder if I could recreate the way I order In-N-Out in a slider. So it's a double patty with American cheese, whole grilled shallots, which In-N-Out, I love the whole grilled onion. It's so flavorful. Pickled tomato and our version of a spread, which we call secret sauce, which has got a little bit of a kick to it and it's a little bit lighter and fresher.
Okay, I'm sure you're not sharing that recipe.
Absolutely not. No, I'll give anyone any recipe. If you want to do the work, have at it.
Yeah, sure,
There's
it's
no
all
secrets in food. It's hard work.
Yeah.
And then the third one is our Mexi guac. It's our third most popular. We do a homemade guac. Our Chef Gabby from Mexico City. It's like this special family recipe that her grandmother taught her mom and her mom taught her, and she brought it to our restaurant. And then we put fried jalapenos on it and Oaxaca cheese and queso fresco too. And the fried jalapenos are awesome because jalapenos are crazy. Sometimes they're like super spicy. Sometimes they're dead. And the fried jalapenos, they're crunchy and crispy and they're like not too overpowering. So
all right, let's take a look at these. I just didn't want to have the crinkling over.
Yes, of course.
Talking, but okay. So let's see. Let's just do this
Open one up and we'll go one by one.
All right. So which one am I looking at here?
Okay, this one. Okay, this is perfect. This is the Burt's Original.
This is the
This is our
original?
number, the Burt's Original BBQ. This is like a barbecue bacon cheeseburger, Western bacon cheeseburger in a slider.
Yeah, it tastes like barbecue.
Yeah,
Like
right?
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, Wagyu beef on a brioche bun, and we do a Parmesan crust on all our buns too. So super flavorful.
It is really flavorful. All right, let me see what else we got. You are going in order. It's really good. This one?
Okay, that's the In-N-Out style, our 2x2.
It has this, I can see the secret sauce on it.
Uh-huh. Super saucy and flavorful.
I spilled some. That's classy. No, it's really good. It does taste like In-N-Out. Actually, you recreated it.
I try. All right, so then the
It's
third
got a
one's
little kick to it.
going to be the Mexi guac.
How perfect that it just went in order.
I know it was like it was supposed to be.
I always think it's so funny to like watch people eating and talking about it on like video, but I'm telling you, it's really good.
You have to experience it to be able to talk
This is
about
the
it.
guac one.
Yeah.
That one's good too. Really good.
Thank you.
I think my favorite is
Which
the first one.
The first one?
They're all great though. Like honestly, depending on what sort of taste you have,
Mm-hmm.
it would be really hard to choose.
Yeah, we do specialty ones too at the restaurant and for events. We've got a fried chicken one that's coming out soon that's really incredible. But everyone always comes back to that barbecue one. They're like, oh my gosh, this is like the perfect cheeseburger.
It's so good. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of just like wherever you would go. Actually, our wedding, we had really good barbecue. That's like my husband's
Nice.
he's from San Luis Obispo. They just love barbecue up there.
Yeah.
And so like that flavor, that's all in there.
Mhm.
How many different flavors or types of sliders do you have?
Okay, so we've got those 3 main ones. We've got our classic, which are, mostly like kids. They just want cheese and ketchup. So it's that, or people that just like a plain cheeseburger. We've got another one called the American, which is similar to the 2x2, but it has some shredded lettuce on it. It's really delicious. It's more of like a straightforward, shredded lettuce and raw onion.
Okay.
And then the two specialty ones that I really, really love, one of them is called the Colossal. Definitely not your style, I can tell. But it's, if you want something like really, really meaty, one of my favorite burgers at the classic burger stand is a Colossal burger. And it's a burger with pastrami on it.
Oh, wow.
And it's like very filling.
And is it like tall?
So we do this in a slider and we do it in a full-size burger.
Oh, cool.
So, but it's pastrami, bacon, our Wagyu beef. We do the pickled cherry pepper jalapenos on it,
Nice.
deli mustard. So it's like recreating the flavors of a classic pastrami sub with a cheeseburger or a Colossal burger, if you're familiar with that. And it's like huge and delicious.
Amazing.
And then the one that's actually, I would say, the specialty one that's probably my favorite, even though I love like the Burt's Originals, like, you know, it's like my first love.
Yeah.
My favorites are Hawaiian.
Oh my gosh. So actually that sounds really good too.
Okay. So Hawaiian, we make our own Hawaiian mac salad, which is really sweet and flavorful and light. It's not like too, one thing I love about Hawaiian mac salad when you go to a Hawaiian place is it's not too mayo-y.
Yeah.
They find a way to make it a little bit like almost drier, but it's so flavorful. So it's got that on it. It's a specialty teriyaki sauce that we get from one of my friends' restaurants that specializes in teriyaki. And then the real thing that makes it sing is we add pico de gallo, and then we dice our pineapple and grill it.
Okay, I'm coming back for that one.
Yes.
That sounds really good too.
So I love a Hawaiian burger, but every time I ever order a Hawaiian burger, you get this giant ring of pineapple.
Yeah.
It overpowers the whole thing.
So how do you do it different?
Okay, so one of my other favorite pineapple dishes is pineapple fried rice.
Oh,
you ever had that?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a restaurant here in Huntington Beach called Thai Gulf.
Okay.
And when they make their their pineapple fried rice, they dice their pineapple. And so it like kind of just fits better.
Yeah.
And so when I had the idea for Hawaiian burger, I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to steal Thai Gulf's idea. I'm going to dice the pineapple and grill it. So you get it a little bit in every bite, but you don't get this giant chunk of pineapple overpowering your burger.
That's smart. Yeah, you're right. It is always kind of like adorned on there like the tomato.
Yeah,
you know?
I would always pull it off.
Yeah.
Because it's too big.
Yeah.
And this is like when it's diced and little and it's grilled, you get all the flavor and everything. It's awesome.
Very smart.
Yeah.
So let's touch a little bit upon the catering side of the business too, because you said that was like one of your unique niches.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about that.
Catering's been amazing. We go everywhere in Southern California. I've been all the way down almost to the Mexico border. I've been all the way up north of the valley in LA, all the way inland to Lake Elsinore, corporate events. I've done weddings. I do a ton of birthday parties for kids.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the parents love it. Love hiring me for birthday parties because I grill on site. They can just hang out with their friends and dad doesn't have to be on the grill sweating, trying to pump out burgers for kids and making sure he's cooking everything properly.
And they're like a good size for the kids.
Yeah, and they're good size for the kids. The kids love them. The parents always come back and be like, my kid never eats a full hamburger and he wants another one, which is awesome. And the parents love it because the flavors that I bring, they're also more mature, right? So it's, you go to a kid's birthday party and you're like, oh, great, cold pizza, taco guys, which I'm never going to talk bad about taco guy. I love every taco guy, good guy, bad guy. I love them all, but it's been done a lot.
I don't think it works for all kids either.
It does
a burger is kind of more universal.
Yeah. And so it's been really popular with that. And then we've done big events. We did a huge event with over 1,000 people at Vans last month.
That's
and
awesome.
With iHeartRadio. I've done iHeartRadio a few times, and then I've gotten to, it's wild. I get to do these like celebrity parties that kind of came out of nowhere, Hollywood executives.
You are like thriving for 6 months.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
It's been absolutely wild. I'm so grateful, and people just love the food. So it's super fun.
Yeah, and I think also it's such a great thing that you're right on Main Street, USA. Like, how cool is that?
Oh yeah, 4th of July is my favorite holiday. I've been on the 4th of July Planning Commission here in Huntington Beach since 2010.
Oh, nice.
And so this year on 4th of July, like waking up and being like, oh my gosh, I have a restaurant on Main Street, my favorite city in the world, my favorite holiday in the world. Like the parade's going right outside my restaurant. It was amazing.
That's so cool.
Packed patio and everyone's celebrating, and
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you want to share with people about like anything coming up or anything that they should know about the place?
Oh man, well I've got to pump our fried chicken slider that's coming.
Okay.
I believe we're going to release it next weekend if we can get all of our production in terms of our vendors and everything. Make sure that's all set so we can handle the demand for it. But our fried chicken slider, we take a chicken thigh and we do what's called a dry brine for 24 hours, which what that means is you just put it in salt.
Okay.
And the salt absorbs all the juices into the meat.
Yeah.
Right. So that way it's like a really juicy, flavorful piece of chicken. And then after that, we do a special lemon garlic marinade that it sits in.
Okay.
And then we bread it in lemon pepper panko. So it's a very light but very crispy breading. I don't like fried chicken when you bite into it and it's like thick. The breading is thick. I like almost like with the Italian dish.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So that, and then we make a brown sugar buffalo sauce that we toss it in.
That sounds really good. It sounds like a lot of pre-production.
Yes, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
But it'll be really, really tasty.
It's so flavorful.
Will that be your first chicken one?
That'll be our first chicken one. And then we're doing 2 grilled chicken ones as well. We have a Mediterranean style grilled chicken, and that's our Coach's grilled chicken. It's an ode to Coach. So that has tzatziki sauce, garlic toom, and a cucumber tomato salad. And then our Hawaiian grilled chicken, which is our Hawaiian marinade with a lemon ginger coleslaw on it.
That sounds really good too.
Yeah. So everything's super fresh, flavorful. We make everything from scratch in-house.
I love that.
We work like crazy.
I know. And so I really want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and for feeding me.
Of course.
This was so nice.
Yes.
And I hope that lots of people who haven't been aware of your business, I mean, it's not that long that you've been here, but they should come cruise on over, grab some sliders, or consider you for a corporate event.
Corporate event, wedding, anything. And our full-size burgers too. We do a big, giant 3-pound patty. If you're like, I just want the big burger, like we got you covered.
Yeah, you don't need to get like 3 or 4 sliders. Just get one colossal.
The sliders are like tacos. You go to a Mexican restaurant, you're like, oh, I want a beef taco, I want a carnitas taco, I want a chicken.
Yeah.
You can do that with sliders.
Amazing. Yeah. Ryan, thank you so much. It was great to have you on the OC Pod, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And cut.